With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Split Decisions Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season fires things back off here at Michigan International Speedway for race number 8 in the 20 race season. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Darkside Dave in the cave, bringing you all the calls, and it looks like, well, about 4 minutes into qualifying here, so let's go ahead and throw some of those qualifying standings up to the left-hand side of your screen. There you can see right now Chris Wheeler, that 22 machine sitting top of the speed charts. Quick time tonight, 38:67 for Wheeler. A lot of drivers with us here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. And this track will race like a super speedway for some of the drivers out here tonight. You heard it in the opening. You heard it, or you seen it right there on the race information. The triple threat here in Split Decisions Racings. That's the Cup Cars, Xfinity, and Truck Series all on the track, all at the same time. Some great racing over the past 7 weeks so far here, and as we've got about halfway into tonight's qualifying session, 26 drivers on the speed chart. We've only got 3 left to put in their qualifying time, so as that begins to go ahead and make its way through to an official standing, we're going to go ahead and check a few more facts out here tonight for the SDR Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season coming in to tonight's race. Your overall standings look a little something like this. There you can see Jeffrey Ramsdell sitting at the top of the point standings charts. Lucas Gortman, Luke Smith, Andy Turner, and Brad Youngman round out that top five. Very close points battles. If you look right there on the right-hand side of your screen, very, very close points all the way throughout this entire field here. We'll continue to scroll through a little bit of your point standings. There you can see all the way back to Chris Glick back in the 28th position. 31 points on the season for him, about half as many points as some of the drivers in front of him. Glick with a little bit of a late start, but still trying to get the job done nonetheless. So we'll go ahead back to the top of the charts for a few of these classes here in the SDR Turtle Shells Triple Threat. There you can see your Cup class standings on screen. Well, maybe we might be able to show them, possibly. There you go, finally working out for us. Lucas Gortman leads Luke Smith by just 1 point. They both have a little bit of advantage over your pole sitter here tonight, Chris Wheeler, with the quick time 38.67. So look for Wheeler to try to make his way up through these Cup Series standings. The Xfinity class looks a little something like this coming into round number 8 here at Michigan International Speedway. Andy Turner leading that Xfinity class. Brad Youngman, Thomas Myers, as well as Caleb McCarthy and Richard Remuller rounding out the top 5 in your Xfinity class standings. And that's going to lead us to our third and final class here, the truck class. More drivers should be listed in here. Not sure why they're not showing up, but your top 5 do look exactly like that. There you can see Jeffrey Ramsdell not just leading the trucks, but leading the overall series as the final few minutes here in qualifying click off. We'll go ahead and recheck that timing and scoring for you, keep you informed on how it's all going down out there on the track here tonight. And Chris Wheeler still sitting at the top of the speed charts. Quick time gonna hold strong for Wheeler with a 38.67, so he'll line up on that front row. Looks like he will be joined by Ryan Johnson. No weather driver yet to put in a timed lap, as we are just down to 2 minutes remaining here in this 10-minute qualifying session. So with that being said, race fans, and with your pole position already decided, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, then head down trackside for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with all your green flag action live here from Michigan International Speedway on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
iRacing, you wanted the best. You got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave
backtrack side as the bell tolls and the drivers make their way down pit road. We'll go ahead and throw you your starting lineup for tonight's race here from Michigan International Speedway. Your front row looks like this. Pole position, the 22 of Chris Wheeler. 38 of Ryan Johnson gonna line up just to his outside. Inside row number 2, the 17 of Lucas Gortman, followed by Nate Johnson. Dave Gilbert and Luke Smith gonna make up row number 3. Back there in row number 4, the 81 of Joshua Sousey, followed by the 27 of Tyler Rush. Kevin Bernheimer gonna bring his 28 right there in the 9th spot. And rounding out your top 10 here tonight, the 85 of Brandon Shirley. Thomas Gold gonna try to put his Xfinity Series machine a little bit further through the scoring charts here tonight. He's gonna line up in the 11th spot with Jonathan Cross just to his outside. 13th and 14th, Andy Turner and Thomas Myers. Mike Taylor gonna line up in 15th, while Cullen Johnson slots in the 16th position. Elijah Travis, Brad Youngman right there, row number 9, and row number 10 here tonight, Michael Gitchell and Joel Harmon. Adam Beneville and Vinny Tabby gonna make up row number 11, row number 12 here tonight, Richard Crane and Michael Ayward. Cup Clay Klingbeil, Anderson and Ramsdale Ackerman round out the field here tonight as the pace car ducks off. We're ready to go. Green flag racing for the first time. Green flag flies here from Michigan International Speedway. That's right, one of the only times we should see that green flag fly, because no full course cautions unless it is a big time caution. There you can see 2 and 3 wide already through this field. We'll jump back a little bit further in the pack. We'll give you some of that action. And contact, one driver goes down. More contact back in the back. Dave Gilbert slides, and how does he save it? Oh my goodness, what a drive by that 7 of Gilbert. Back towards the front of the field, hot and heavy battle still on the track for the race lead. Chris Wheeler, Ryan Johnson, Lucas Gortman, all right there tucked up, nose to tail. Lap number 1 already in the book, and already some drivers with some trouble. There you see Brandon Shirley, for some reason his timing and scoring not working, but Brandon is one of those Cup Series drivers. Your top 9 all dominated by Cup class drivers. Thomas Gold, your highest Xfinity driver right now. And to the bottom goes the 27, Tyler Rush, looking for some more spots. Rush hunting the front. Running in the 3rd spot, 3 wide battle just behind him. There you can see Lucas Gortman, Nate Johnson in the middle with Joshua Sousey just to his outside. 3 wide still heading into turn number 1. Oh, contact, and around goes Nate Johnson. How did he save it? Oh my gosh. That is 2 absolutely electrifying saves from 2 Cup car drivers out here tonight. 2 Cup class drivers having some issues here, falling all the way outside of your top 20. Back at the front, battle for the race lead still has not gone away, but Chris Wheeler, your pole sitter, continues to lead so far. He's got Ryan Johnson and Tyler Rush slotted in just behind him. There you can see Rush on the bottom looking for some more, trying to take the 27 to the 2nd spot. Not going to have it just yet. He'll stay side by side with a little bit of a drag race down to turn number 3. 38 going to have the momentum on that high side run down the backstretch. He'll lead Rush into 3. Gonna jump back behind. Let's check out an Xfinity battle right here on the track. There you can see these 3 drivers all hooked up with each other. Mike Taylor, Andy Turner, Jonathan Cross, Cullen Johnson also right here in the mix as we watch and focus in on that one Nilla of Jonathan Cross. Still more battles all over this speedway. We've got more battles back here behind these drivers, just outside of your top 20, just inside of your top 20 as well. There you can see that 36 of Richard Crane. Crane trying to make up a few spots as he slots himself in front of Nate Johnson. Johnson, one of those Cup drivers that was sideways already here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. And there you can see just a little bit of a gap beginning to develop. That is up there right around the 9th and 10th position on the track, as we've got Truck Series drivers and Xfinity Series drivers back here through this field trying to make up some ground, and they're joined by two very quick Cup class drivers, both Nate Johnson as well as Dave Gilbert. Big saves early in tonight's race. They're going to have to see if they can hang on and hold on for a little bit more here tonight. 85 minutes in this time session for the SDR Turtle Shells Triple Thread 2021 season right here, race number 8 from Michigan International Speedway. This 2-mile track gives these drivers a lot of different options. We've seen 2 and 3 wide multiple times here tonight, and a driver into the outside wall. Looks like Mark Ackerman may have had some trouble, and up into the outside wall. We continue green flag racing on the track after Ackerman pounds that outside wall, and maybe Patrick Anderson may have been involved because Anderson very slow as well. Few drivers having some issues here tonight getting behind the field very, very early. Looks like Cupcake as well as Joel Harleman. Both of those drivers have had some trouble getting going. Both of them scored just about 15, 16 seconds behind your race leader, or just a few seconds, I should say, in front of your race leader, who is now Ryan Johnson. He took that race lead away from Kevin Bernheimer, who was able to make his way by Chris Wheeler after Wheeler was battling with Tyler Rush. Now your top 6 drivers, all nose to tail, side by side, 3 deep, as they head into turn number 1 once again on lap number 9 here tonight. And I tell you what, out there in TV land, race fans, let's go ahead and put this question out there now. We'll give you a few laps to go ahead and jot down your answer down there in the chat. How many laps do these Split Decisions Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Thread drivers put in tonight? I'm going to go ahead and call it early, and I'm going to say these drivers get in 115 laps here tonight. So let's go ahead and make this an official. Let's see if we can't make that official, and there you have it. There's my answer down in the chat. And into the wall goes Bernheimer. Bernheimer hard into the wall. Whoa, hard into the wall out of turn 2. That's going to give that top spot new race leader Ryan Johnson. He heads right to the front of the field. There's the 22-year pole sitter Chris Wheeler digging on the high side, looking for the crossover. Not going to take it just yet. Going to stay right in line. Oh, and a little bit of contact with that outside wall for yet another driver. I believe that may have been Brandon Shirley up into that outside wall. So we do have lots of drivers out there struggling just a little bit as Michael Hayward passes Richard Crane. That's a battle for the 23rd spot on the track. Brandon Shirley makes his way by Bernheimer for 5th. Cullen Johnson takes over the 15th position as Joel Harmon, he has made up some time. He has been able to pass Cupcake back there. Cupcake struggling here tonight pretty heavily. Let's go back, check on that 74 truck. And I say let's go back, but we move just a little bit forward on the track to find this little battle going on for 28th and 29th on the track. And if they're not careful, this battle amongst themselves is going to bring your race leaders right up onto the tail end of both of these truck class drivers. Just, I would say, just about 2 seconds behind. You should see him back off in the screen there. You can see the only thing that's saving these 2 truck drivers right now is that battle at the front of the field with Ryan Johnson and Chris Wheeler, both side by side. Tyler Rush sitting right there in that 3rd position, looking for a way around, contemplating that 3 wide maneuver there. Looking to the inside, he's going to go ahead and try to squeeze down right in front of that 22. Not going to have the room just yet. Now Rush looks to the bottom. Will he drop down into turn number 3, waiting on the high side? No, gonna stay to the high side here, try to keep the momentum up, utilize the high line here at Michigan International Speedway, and that is not gonna pay off. He's gonna lose a little bit of time through 3 and 4 to the 10 of Luke Smith, now slotted in that second spot. Close racing action with the lead drivers of tonight's race. The Cup class has been the class of the field so far here tonight, as could be expected at a big, wide-open track like Michigan International Speedway, and now able to make his way by those first 2 drivers being scored. Oh, and contact! More contact! Drivers going around! Oh, my goodness! And if they kept that going, I don't know how. Oh, my goodness. And Chris Wheeler not able to do it, not able to keep the car under him. Wheeler finally goes hard into the outside wall. We'll take a look at this one more time here. There you can see Wheeler just down to the inside of that. Oh, back marker contact and around Wheeler goes. Oh my goodness. Flipping back onto the tires there on the front stretch. He's able to hold it for just a brief moment, then get it back down off of the course before anybody else follows through. So your pole sitter in trouble here tonight. But there you can see Wheeler bringing that wounded machine back to pit road. So we'll jump back to the front and win the battle that continues to rage on here in your Cup class. Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith, and Tyler Rush are your top 3. There you can see yet another driver, and that is Chris Wheeler, still smoking down there on that inside lane. So hard contact between multiple drivers, and now we have got ourselves multiple drivers off of the lead lap. Chris Wheeler is going to go behind pit wall here for just a brief moment, try to fix the engine up a little bit, try to get back out there. We'll see if your pole sitter rejoins the field. Top 3 still throw a blanket over them, all within about 2.5 tenths of each other. Ryan Johnson, Tyler Rush, and Luke Smith, they have set sail on the field all the way back 1.7 seconds back. There you can see Kevin Bernheimer running in that 4th position. Bernheimer with a solid run so far here tonight, up 5 spots from where he started tonight's race in a battle, side-by-side battle right here between a few drivers. There you can see Brandon Shirley as well as Lucas Gortman. Gortman looking to the inside. The 135 of Joel Harleman right there, Truck Series driver. He is being shown off of the lead lap back in the 28th position. So Harleman struggling a little bit here to find the pace as the race leaders continue to just absolutely put down some flying laps out there. Last time by, your race leaders ran a 40-36. Some of the fastest out there on track. Fastest man last time by, however, was Nate Johnson. That Cup car that was sideways. We seen both him and Dave Gilbert sideways on the speedway right there early within the first 2 laps or so. And now these 2 drivers will focus back in on them. They have got themselves hooked up, running nose to tail, utilizing a little bit of draft help as they try to close in on Joshua Sousey as well as Brandon Shirley. Both of those drivers sitting right at about 6 seconds off in front of them. And as they continue to battle for a position on the track, that's just going to slow them down a little bit as we see Chris Wheeler bring himself back onto the track. So he has got that engine fixed up. But if he finds some trouble here tonight, some more trouble here tonight, we should say, it is not going to end well for the Bass Pro Shops driver, Chris Wheeler. Your pole sitter here tonight, struggling all the way back, tail end of the field, the last man on the track, back in the 29th position. We're going to go jump right here to this little truck battle going on right now on the track. And I tell you what, race fans, why don't we go ahead and get rid of some of the graphics out there on the screen for you. Go ahead and throw some of that timing and scoring, the battle box down there on the right-hand side of your screen. There you can see it right now. Vinny Tabby, as well as Jeffrey Ramsdale and Michael Ayward right there, all packed up with each other, all running within about a tenth or two of each other as they continue this long little stretch of cars that they've got. Adam Benefield, William Klingbeil, as well as Vinny Tabby, Jeffrey Ramsdale, and Michael Ayward, all right here right now, and nose to tail just in front of them. William Klingbeil takes a spot away from Benefield and slides right up the track. Slide job out of turn number 4. Oh, that could have been a little bit sketchy there, huh? Tell you what, gonna jump up just a little bit further in front of them. There you can see an Xfinity battle going on. You've got 4 drivers all nose to tail. Thomas Myers, Andy Turner, Mike Taylor sitting in the 56 machine just behind this 35, and don't count out Jonathan Cross. He's right there inside your top 15, running in the 14th position. And just look at the speeds down there on the timing and scoring, race fans. 192 miles an hour at the stripe. That is absolutely cooking it. We'll double check the miles an hour as they make their way a little bit further around the track down here on the entry to turn 3. Watch the difference on that miles an hour. There you can see Jonathan Cross, that one back in the draft, able to pull these drivers 200 miles an hour heading in to turn number 3. Goodness gracious, that is getting it. Absolutely getting it. The side-by-side battle still raging on. That is for the 12th and 13th spot on track. Mike Taylor and Andy Turner battling back and forth. Big moment there for Jonathan Cross. Almost into the outside wall. We'll jump back up a little bit further through the field inside of your top 10. Let's go to this little battle that continues to go on between Nate Johnson and Dave Gilbert. Now Gilbert falls back behind Johnson. Johnson will lead the charge, and they have slowly begin to close in on Southsea. They have gained just a little bit over a second since the last time we checked in with these two drivers. So look for them to continue the trend and continue to try to make their way back up through the front of this field, as both of these drivers about a lap apart from each other had big time slides completely sideways on the track. And it does indeed look like Joel Harmon is going to bring his machine to pit road. Actually, that's Cupcake. Cupcake is down there on a pit road. Doesn't look like this is going to be a scheduled stop, so we'll have to keep our eye on the timing and scoring with that 74 machine. Close to that outside wall on exit was Nate Johnson that time by. Gonna have to be careful about doing things like that. You overstep the boundary just a little bit, and Michigan International Speedway will make you pay for it. Small but not very close a battle up here for the last spot inside the top 5. Lucas Gortman has it. There you can see that 35 of 85 of Brandon Shirley sitting in the 6th spot. He's right at about 0.8 of a second back, and he's got another 0.8 back to Southsea. So this going to end up being a 3, possibly 4 car battle here very, very shortly. While back up at the front of the field, we'll check back in with your race leaders. What do you say? Fastest man in happy hour, that 10 of Luke Smith. He now has control of this race. Smith and Johnson take off from the field. They're going to leave Tyler Rush just a little bit behind. Rush sitting back in 3rd, sitting just a second off of this battle for that top spot. Close quarters racing with some of the back markers in the truck class. My goodness, 3 wide with a truck on the bottom, 2 Cup class drivers at the top. As we continue to see these green flag pit stops, Elijah Travis, William Klingbeil, as well as Vinny Tabby to pit road this time by. Still this battle at the front of the field continuing to rage on, as there you see Chris Wheeler, your pole sitter. He's right there behind your top two drivers. He's slowly trying to get his way back up at least to, I believe, just 3 laps down. Wheeler going multiple laps down after a very early incident here tonight. Now Kevin Bernheimer as well as Cullen Johnson and Jeffrey Ramsdell all hit pit road. Man, Wheeler sailed it off into turn number 3, passes Luke Smith without any trouble, sets his sights on your race leader, and Wheeler looking to get himself just 2 laps down and possibly just 1 lap down when the rest of this field decides to come to pit road, as we are inching closer to the 20-minute mark into this race. That means we're just about 60 minutes away from crowning an overall race winner. We will visit some of the race winning class drivers as well. As it does look like most of your lead lap drivers, they are beginning to make their way to pit road. Luke Smith as well as Tyler Rush, both of those drivers come to pit road. That's going to shake up the point standings at the front of this field. Ryan Johnson, Lucas Gortman, they stay out on track. Brandon Shirley, Joshua Sousey, that's a battle going on. We'll check this battle going on between these drivers. A lot of other cars mixed up in the field as well. There you can see that 81 of Joshua Sousey trying to get his way up to the 85 of Brandon Shirley. Just about 0.3 of a second separate those two drivers as they make their way around some of these cars looking to go to pit road. And what a move by Shirley, man. That was a great pass and interstate exit right there. Man, he smashed the gas, got around and hit the merge button and was gone from the track. Big time run to pit road there. Excellent job by Shirley. That's going to leave the 81 of Ryan Johnson as well as Joshua Sousey sitting right here on the screen. Sousey looking to try to get to pit road this time by, and he's not going to be able to. Ryan Johnson does come to pit road, so that leaves us with just 2 drivers out there on the speedway yet to make their green flag pit stops. Their first green flag stop of the night. Joshua Sousey, your current leader, as well as Jonathan Cross. Both of those drivers yet to come to pit road. Cross back there leading the Xfinity charge right now. Multiple drivers being scored off of the lead lap, as well as I do believe that 81 gonna peel off for pit road this time by. No tire smoke, no lockups. Good entry for Sousey. Tell you what, let's jump back up here with that 10 of Luke Smith. He has got just a little bit of ground to make up to catch Ryan Johnson. There you see that 38 of Johnson was on pit road just 2 laps ago. Smith coming to pit road 2 laps prior then Johnson. And will these drivers be able to take the race lead back away from Joshua Sousey? Did Sousey stay out too long? And it does appear like he may have done so. Sousey falling through the scoring pylon as your front 2 make their way up on the back end of the 51 machine. They're going to both go to the bottom. 3 wide halfway down the backstretch. 3 wide once again with a truck class driver. 51 drops to the bottom. He's going to take gonna attempt to take his machine around that truck. Not gonna be able to do so just yet. And there's Chris Wheeler back to just, I do believe Wheeler was able to make himself just 2 laps down, possibly even just 1 lap down, but now gonna lose one of those laps once again to your race leaders. Very fast out there on brand new fresh tires. Wheeler getting move back a little bit further. Going to take a look back here. Battle for the last spot on the lead lap. Mike Taylor sitting right there in the 13th position. He's got Thomas Myers and Andy Turner just off in front of him. Thomas Gould in the 87 Ford Mustang right there, rounding out your top 10. And Chris Wheeler did indeed get himself just back to one lap down, but unfortunately with those race leaders on much fresher tires, they were able to put him back 2 laps down here. So very old tires for Wheeler. He's been out there since lap number 15 on the board. So right about 20 laps older than the rest of this field. Those tires so struggling a little bit for the grip, a little bit for the speed right now. Wheeler looking to try to feel his way back somehow into a chance and into an opportunity to possibly battle for the race win or even a spot inside the top 10. We'll jump back with your race leaders right here. Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith halfway down the backstretch. Now back to turn number 3. Once again, Smith right there all over that rear deck lid of the 38. And I tell you what, why don't we go ahead with one of those onboard shots here? Why don't we take a look back from Ryan Johnson's 38 machine right there at that NGK Spark Plugs machine piloted by Luke Smith. Doing a fantastic job here tonight. Both of these drivers have about a 1 second advantage over Tyler Rush. There you can see the 27 machine just back behind this field, running in a strong 3rd position. We'll jump back outside the car once again as these drivers continue to make their way through some back markers, and now they are working on putting multiple Xfinity class drivers off of the lead lap as well. There you see the 77 of Thomas Myers. He falls victim to Ryan Johnson, and I believe Mike Taylor gonna be the next one on the list. Taylor gonna drop off the lead lap. Now just 11 drivers left on the lead lap, with lap number 39 on the board. No, there's not an overall lap count because this is an 85-minute timed race event. That's what makes it so special, what makes it so unique here in the Split Decisions Racing's Turtle Shells, a Triple Threat 2021 season. All 3 NASCAR series and cars represented here. You've got the Cup cars as well as the Xfinity and the Truck Series all right here on track, all running together, all running for their own respected points championship as well as an overall championship. And as you look at that ticker and you see those dark orange names highlighted, you see all of your Cup car drivers, and you've got to be asking yourself, well, Dave, the Cup Series drivers have got to be dominating these points, and not at all. You may be a little bit shocked at this one, but a Truck Series driver leading the overall points here in the Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. So you don't have to be in a Cup car to walk away with the overall championship. Your truck class leader is your overall leader right now, coming into race number 8 here from Michigan International Super Speedway. And while we're at it, if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate you each and every time you stop by, even if you're just sliding through to say hey and what's up, or you are the dedicated fan, friend, or family. We appreciate each and every one of you. In contact with the outside wall, another driver hard into the outside wall. That's gonna be Brad Youngman, and he will fall through the field just a little bit further here. Tough break there for Youngman. And caution on the speedway. Looks like we will slow things down here. Doesn't look like this is going to be our halfway point, but we will go back, see if we see anything on the timing and scoring. And it does look like maybe Nate Johnson and Jeffrey Ramsdell, maybe those drivers involved there. You see Ramsdell collected just a little bit. We'll see if we can't take a look back and know we're just seeing two different drivers spinning, almost simultaneous spinning there. But that will bring us under caution for the first time here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. So drivers going to bring it to a crawl, catch back up behind that base car, and we'll get set to fire things back off here very soon, as I do believe most of these drivers are going to go ahead and come to pit road. We are about 10 minutes away from that halfway point, so going to be interesting to see if they fire this thing back off and have that stage break again, or if the admins and officials will go ahead and deem this that stage break. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out and how it all pans out. And well, with that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. We're going to go side by side. You won't miss any of the pit stops.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Backtrack side for a quick commercial break. Looks like the field ready to go back. Green flag racing this time by, and look at this. Ryan Johnson as well as Nate Johnson will have control over this race, and what a recovery by that 88 of Johnson. Big time early spin here tonight, and now he will line up inside row number 1 for this restart and have himself a chance at leading a handful of laps after it looked like his night very well may be over. Ford Mustang pace car gets ready to make that left-hand turn. There you see it. It's gone. Green flag flies as Johnson hits that loud pedal. He's going to go ahead and scoot away from that 38 of Ryan Johnson. Just for a brief moment, Luke Smith, Tyler Rush, all right here. Still battling for some spots at the front of this field. Smith on the bottom, wanting that front. He's going to take second away. Andy Turner with some trouble. Turner falling through the field. My goodness, a lot of crazy action here on this restart. And why don't we go ahead and head down trackside for just a brief moment? What do you say, race fans? Why don't we go ahead, mute the mics, and turn it up? Big battles all over this speedway. We've got about 5 or 6 trucks all lined up with each other. Some Xfinity cars mixed in back here in this small pack back from the front. We'll rejoin the front once again as Tyler Rush now takes the lead for the first time here tonight. Great job out there tonight by all the guys and gals back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate all the hard work, bringing you all these great live action camera shots here from not just trackside, but on board some of these machines out there tonight. Big tip of the cap to all of the drivers and crew members out there assisting and helping us get all these great camera shots on the board here tonight. And there you can see tough, close battle for that second and third spot. Tyler Rush did have the race lead there momentarily, and now he slides back to the third spot, and he'll have Lucas Gortman tucked in right behind him. Big move there by Kevin Bernheimer. Lots of racing still to be done here tonight in the SDR Turtle Shells Triple Threat. Race number 8 here from Michigan International Speedway. There you can see the 38 and 27 hot and heavy battle. That is for the second spot. They've got fourth place Lucas Cortman right behind him. And how about the recovery by this man right here? Man on screen, Dave Gilbert. Let's go ahead and highlight Gilbert for the Too Fast, One Furious Racing team. Gilbert taking that Ford Mustang back towards the front of this field. Heck of a recovery after an early spin. Gonna highlight a few more drivers out there tonight, so why don't we step up a little bit further through the field, highlight your race leader right now, the 19-year-old out of Waynesboro, PA, getting the job done here tonight. Luke Smith, setting sail. Gonna take a little bit of a look back through the rest of the field. Why don't we jump back to your highest running Cup Series driver? There you can see that one, Nilla Machine, piloted by Jonathan Cross. He's got his Camaro heading towards the front of the field, so great job out there tonight so far here for Cross. And struggling a little bit, this driver right here, the 51 of Elijah Travis. There you can see him. He was one of the dominating truck class drivers, has since made the move to the Xfinity class, has went up there and begun to pilot his Toyota Supra, but not quite having the luck that he would want as the halfway caution is gonna fly. Let's see if we can't see your highest running Truck Series driver here in a moment as we take a look at Seaford Delaware's very own Andy Turner. And I tell you what, with a sponsor like Stark Industries, the Iron Man gonna try to run down the rest of the field here tonight. And it does look like, if I'm not mistaken, we'll try to see if we can't get this right here. And it does indeed look like this man right here, man on screen, it does indeed look like Cupcake is your highest running Truck Series driver here. So after some early issues, that 74 or 135, whichever way you'd like to put it, is sitting as your highest running truck class driver right there in the 16th spot. We'll wait and have to see if all that holds true as the field catches back up to the Ford Mustang pace car. Pit road is open, but will drivers come down pit lane, as they were just on pit road right about 14 laps ago, and I do believe that's going to be right about the threshold that these drivers are going to come down pit road, get full service in tires here tonight. So with that being said, race fans, we're going to step away from the track for just another brief commercial break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with all your green flag action right here from Michigan International Speedway.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Backtrack side as the Ford Mustang pace car lights have gone out. We're set to go back green flag racing here tonight from Michigan International Speedway in the Split Decisions Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season, already past the halfway mark. In tonight's 85-minute timed event, Luke Smith will lead the field. Back to the green flag, we have had 2 incident cautions here tonight as the field makes their way off of turn number 2 and down this long backstretch. Gonna take a moment to look through the timing and scoring, do a little bit of house cleaning here tonight, and it looks like as of right now we started tonight's race with 29 drivers. We have still got 28 out there on the track, with 18 being scored on the lead lap. A very big mix of cars on that lead lap. We do have the lead lap drivers in each one of our 3 different classes here, so all of the classes running well, but the dominating class here tonight those Cup class drivers as Luke Smith takes control of the race. The Ford Mustang on pit road and waiting for it. Green flag flies once again here from Michigan International Speedway. There you can see your timing and scoring over there on the left-hand side of your screen. Just a little bit more than 35 minutes remaining here tonight. So drivers have clicked off a ton of laps here so far tonight with just now under 36 minutes remaining. Ryan Johnson all over the back end of Luke Smith. That's a battle for the top spot. Look at the battle back here. We're going to go ahead and highlight this. Look at this massive blob of cars, trucks, all mixed up with each other. There you can see the 51 Toyota Supra of Elijah Travis just behind Cullen Johnson, Michael Gitchell, Andy Turner, Thomas Myers right here in this pack as well. Just a little bit further in front of them. There you can see that long train of cars, drivers all over each other here on this restart. Gonna jump back to your highest running Xfinity Series driver. There you can see him right there, Jonathan Cross, sitting in that 10th position. And how about this man right here? What a recovery by that 22 of Chris Wheeler. Wheeler was your pole sitter. There you can see him splitting the trucks, making his way through the field. Can Wheeler somehow get himself back in a fighting position? Has got himself back onto the lead lap and sitting in 11th. Can Wheeler make his way back up through this field as we've got a three-wide truck battle? Almost contact between those drivers. Mike Taylor, Thomas Myers, Andy Turner, all battling for spots on the track. Still three wide between those three truck class drivers as that battle is going to dissipate just a little bit. And the Ford Mustang of Thomas Myers looks to the high side. He'll keep it high, wide, and handsome, trying to keep the RPM up, trying to get his way around these truck drivers. 65 laps now on the board. When they come around, they will begin the lap number 66 here tonight. And keep in mind, I said 115 laps. That's about halfway to where we are, where I said. So we'll see how good I really am. Let's see if I got a little bit of Nostradamus in me or not. Things starting to dissipate as far as the battles back here. Let's go back and highlight a battle for a spot inside your top 20. There you can see Mark Ackerman, Jeffrey Ramsdell, as well as Cupcake right there in front of that 37 truck. There you can see the 135 trying to break the draft, going to the bottom of the speedway. Here comes Chris Wheeler. He's going to make up some ground, and as could be expected in that Cup car, a little bit more horsepower, a little bit more speed all over this very wide open 2-mile D-shaped oval. And will we see a fuel mileage race here? Will drivers have to utilize some of their crew chief thinking caps and try to see how it all shakes out, where their fuel is going to run them to? Because we are now on the cusp of 60 minutes into tonight's race. So just about 30 minutes now remaining. The time is now. You have got to go. And these Cup drivers at the front, look at this. They're all lined up nose to tail. Your top 8 on the track. Joshua Sousey leads this field for the first time here tonight. The 81 took control over this race about 3 laps ago when we were watching some of the battles back throughout this field. But now that 81, piloted by Sousey, trying to keep the field behind him. I tell you what, we haven't visited this camera all night. Why don't we go high above the track with our Turn 3 drone cam? Gonna shift a little bit higher above. There you can see the drone cam sitting in the infield right now, watching over these race leaders. Ryan Johnson still all over the drivers in front of him. We have seen him be all over the rear deck lid of multiple different drivers all night long. Now Bernheimer in the 28. He's going to take that third spot, but we have seen Bernheimer overstep the boundaries once here tonight and into that outside wall. Big run by Luke Smith. He'll look to the inside, heading 2-3. Another drone cam up here a little bit higher above the speedway. There you can see that battle still unfolding between Luke Smith and Kevin Bernheimer. Still that chase going on for those top 2 spots. Sousey still leads Johnson in 2-1. Back outside of your top 5, there you can see Tyler Rush, Lucas Gortman just in front of him. Nate Johnson beginning to show his Gatorade 88 machine's nose into the picture, as well as they work their way halfway down the backstretch. Very close racing at the front of this field. About a half a second back, you'll find Dave Gilbert. Then Brandon Shirley almost 1 second behind Gilbert. Surprisingly, your top 2 drivers, although they've been somewhat mixing it up, they have been able to stay nose to tail, and they have been able to step away just ever so slightly. Just about 0.2 of a second separates those top 2 drivers from the rest of this hungry pack of Cup class drivers just lined up behind them. Luke Smith, Kevin Bernheimer, Tyler Rush, Luke Gortman, as well as Nate Johnson. They are all right there nose to tail with each other. And I tell you what, let's go back. Let's take another look at some battles going on just outside of your top 10. Battle on the Speedway Xfinity Series drivers. 1 Cup driver, 1 truck driver mixed into this mix as well. Mike Taylor, Andy Turner, Michael Gitchell, and Elijah Travis just behind them. Travis off just about right around 2 seconds or so back is where you'll find Travis. Battle for a spot on the track, even though they may be 1 lap down. That 83 of William Klingbeil looks for another spot, trying to make his way by the 9 of Adam Benefill. And if he's not careful, there's Michael Hayward just lined up behind them. So watch those drivers make their way around this track. This could get pretty interesting here for a spot inside the top 25, although it may be off of the lead lap. And what has happened to Richard Crane? He has had some issues, and he is well off the pace. Big time smack of that outside wall. Man, oh man, Joe Harleman, what a lick to that outside safer barrier. Somehow that 20 truck stays going. No harm, no foul. Doesn't pop a tire just yet, although the crew chiefs may be wanting to look at that telemetry very, very closely. Going to continue to jump around just a little bit, trying to highlight some of these battles on the speedway. There you can see Michael Gitchell. He's trying to make his way by a truck driver. That's the 9 of Adam Benefill, who is being scored and shown off of the lead lap. Benefill, one of those back markers in that truck class here tonight. And I tell you what, we'll go back and check in with the race leaders here in just one moment, but Andy Turner making his way up through the field. Elijah Travis struggling just a little bit outside of your top 15, running into the 16th position, but he is trying to gain up some more ground, trying to see if he can get around that 48 of Michael Gitchell running just in front of him as they make their way through 3 and 4. Chris Wheeler gonna peel off for pit road. Does Wheeler's crew chief know something we don't? We'll have to keep our eye on this one. We'll keep our eye on this battle as well at the front of this field, because now your top 2, they do have company. Here comes Luke Smith. We have seen Smith up here all night long. Can Smith find a way around these top 2 drivers and a way back to the front of this field to lead the race? Once again, he has been able to step off and away from Tyler Rush by just about 0.3 of a second between those 2 drivers, as Rush having a solid run here tonight up inside your top 5. for pretty much the entire race. Has flirted with about that 6th and 7th spot a few times, but Tyler doing an amazing job so far here tonight. Started back in the 8th spot and has not went very much further behind than that, but always running inside the top 5. "60 seconds remaining before we hit the 60-minute mark here tonight. That's going to mean we're just about 26 minutes away from crowning an overall race winner here tonight. Can that 81 of Joshua Sousey continue to keep the field behind him? We are seeing gaps beginning to develop at the front of this field, and that means things are going to begin to get stretched out just a little bit. Drivers last on to pit road about 21 laps ago, and I tell you what, while we've got it on our minds, while we've got an opportunity, why don't we go ahead and run down some of the pit strategy on the tires for your top 8 drivers on the speedway, all Cup class drivers. There you can see 33 laps for most of these Cup car drivers with that first run, so they are about anywhere from 10 to 12 laps away from some green flag pit stops. And that very well may be the deciding factor here tonight. We have seen Chris Wheeler Chris Wheeler peel off and head to pit road for his pit stop already. Wheeler waiting for this field to complete the green flag pit cycle, and he will get himself back onto the lead lap. We'll have to see how much ground he is able to make, and has he got some information these other drivers do not have yet. Are we going to have 2 green flag pit stops to make it to the end of the official race distance on the time side? So Wheeler may be thinking ahead, and this very well may be the race-winning move. This could be the move of the night for Wheeler to come to pit road very early, get himself some time with those fresher tires as this field continues to run right around the 40-second lap times, as Wheeler almost 2 seconds faster each lap. Although that speed difference is beginning to dissipate just a little bit. It's beginning to close in and even itself back out. We'll look at the timing and scoring last time by your race leader, Joshua Sousey, in the 81 machine. 39.94 on the track. Wheeler with a 39 flat. So there you can see right there now already that almost 2 seconds has dropped to right about a second faster. That last time by, we'll keep our eye on it once again. Here's your race leader crosses the line. 39.82 that time for Sousey. Johnson with a 39.85. Keeping our eye on Chris Wheeler's time. He's going to cross the line that time by, so now just about 0.7 of a second faster. So those tires beginning to even themselves out, but how much ground has Wheeler made up on this field? We're going to take a look back here with Chris Wheeler. Where's he running? Halfway down the backstretch, so he is about a half a track behind, being able to put himself back onto the lead lap. So Wheeler struggling but trying to find a way. Heck of a job by him and his crew chief already here tonight. Fought their way back from 3 laps down to being back on the lead lap with a chance and an opportunity at a good finish here tonight. Now slotted back in the 17th position, being scored as the first car 1 lap down. Let's see where we want to go. You want to go back here to this battle? I tell you what, don't have to shift the camera very far, because Tyler Rush as well as Lucas Squirtman, both of those drivers slowly closing in on Luke Smith, who continues to slowly close in on Brian Johnson, who has been right there all over Joshua Sousey this entire run, as these drivers continue to work their way into some of the slower traffic here tonight. Not that they're back markers or they're just slow drivers. These Cup cars are just that much quicker here at Michigan International Speedway. I would venture to believe that we may see nothing but Cup class drivers on the lead lap at the end of this thing, and I do believe we're going to only be able to keep maybe 10 of those drivers on the lead lap by the end of this thing. That's just some speculation, so you know how it goes. We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out. And Sousy with some trouble, and that's going to give Ryan Johnson the run on the outside. Johnson able to make his way by the back markers a little bit smoother, and he will reassume the race lead through 3 and 4, now carrying the momentum back through the tri-oval. Gonna cross the line to make it official, and Ryan Johnson back to the front, new race leader. Kevin Bernheimer bringing his machine down to pit road, so the 28 has had enough. He's going to go ahead and come to pit road for what very well may be his final stop of the night. Drivers last on to pit road back there at lap number 57, knocking on the door of 30 laps into this green flag run. We have seen these drivers make it right around 33 laps on fuel and tires, as Thomas Myers going to pull his 77 machine off of the track and down to pit road. Lucas Gortman going to join him, as well as Adam Beneful. Now we've got a heavy mix of traffic here. We've got Cup cars, Xfinity cars, as well as Truck Series drivers all battling with each other. And where in the world was he going? I believe that very well may have been Mike Taylor. My goodness. All the way down there on the apron to the inside. Big time moment there for Taylor. Looks like Vinny Tabby going to bring his machine to pit road. Joe Harleman also on to pit road that time by. So your race leaders continue to run nose to tail. The triple threat at the front, paying homage to the series name here tonight. These three drivers have been pretty much battling it out since the restart of the race. Right, oh my goodness. Close quarters racing there with that 37 truck. That could have been pretty bad. Mike Taylor, Andy Turner, they're going to break away for pit road. Looks like Tyler Rush in the 27 also going to bring his machine down to pit road. Nate Johnson, Brandon Shirley going to join the party. That will leave Ryan Johnson, Joshua Sousy, as well as Luke Smith and Dave Gilbert out there on the track, still needing to make their green flag pit stop. Almost 8 seconds back, though, to this man, Dave Gilbert, and I've still got to say it, what a recovery by that driver after a big-time spin earlier here tonight. Now inside of your top 5, running strong and with a good chance at a podium spot here tonight. Looks like Johnson gonna peel off for pit road this time by, as Rush makes his way back onto pit road. Nate Johnson makes his way back on the back onto the track. Gilbert gonna come down, crossing. Cullen Johnson will join him. Back out on the track, though, with your top 2 drivers as they continue to pound the pavement. Ryan Johnson leads Joshua Sousy by just a 1/10 and a half. What's gonna happen off of turn 4? Looks like Sousy gonna come to pit road and leave Johnson out there by himself, because Luke Smith, Dave Gilbert, both of those drivers gonna come down pit road as well. What does Kevin Bernheimer do? Will Bernheimer come down pit road? Will he stay out on the track? Looks like Bernheimer gonna stay out on track. We'll see what happens with this 28. Is he able to catch up and make his way by Lucas Gortman in the 17 machine? Not going to be able to. He seems to be about, right about 2/10 or 2 seconds, I should say, off of the tail end of that 17 of Lucas Gortman. What's going to happen with Gortman? Will he be able to jump the field with the undercut? Luke Smith, Joshua Sousy, they're both almost back up to speed. Gortman able to make his way by Smith. We'll take a look at this 17 machine. Still about 2.5 seconds off of Joshua Salcy as Ryan Johnson is in his pit box. How quick can he get down and away with just under 20 minutes now remaining here tonight from Michigan International Speedway in round number 8 in the 23 race season here for the split decision. For the split decisions Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Lucas Gortman not able to quite get clear of the field, but he's also going to be able to bypass Ryan Johnson, who is now making his way up to speed onto the backstretch. 91 laps on the board, but lap count does not matter. 85-minute timed event here in the SDR Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Week in, week out, these drivers bring some crazy hardcore action to you each and every time they join the track. All three NASCAR styles out there on the track together. That's why it's been deemed the triple threat. You've got Cup class drivers as well as Xfinity drivers, truck drivers, all out there on the track. And talking about a little different mix of things. No full course cautions. They're only local yellows unless there's a big time pileup and a necessity to bring the entire field to a crawl. Doesn't matter if it's oval or road. These drivers try to keep it as clean as they possibly can. Try to keep the green flag out there as much as possible. And that's what leads us into the next aspect here in the Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season for Split Decisions Racing. And that's the fact that this is a timed event. That's right, a timed event. Doesn't matter how many laps these drivers put down, they've got to be there running at the end of this thing. 85 minutes scheduled each and every Friday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Glad you could all join us out there in TV land, race fans. As always, Darkside Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls, and what a race it has been. And oh, looks like Adam Benefiel has had some trouble. The 9 truck has some issues. Now working the 94th lap on the board. We'll check in with the timing and scoring. How much time we got left? Well, they're telling us it's going to take about 14 more laps before we finish this thing on out. We have been racing for 71 minutes so far, so just about 14 minutes or so remaining in tonight's round number 8 in the 23 race season for the 2021 season here in SDR's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. And I'll tell you what, I haven't had a chance and an opportunity to go ahead and shout these individuals out all night long, but want to give a big shout out to Wolf Park Wildlife Reserve out there towards the Midwest, doing some great things, helping a lot of different animals recover from multiple different situations. And that's going to bring us to a man that we're going to highlight here as well, Tyler Rush, driver inside of that 27 machine. And Tyler sponsoring one of the animals there at Wolf Park Wildlife Reserve, sponsoring Joker the Fox. And unfortunately for Joker, he had some issues, and they found some cancer inside of Joker. And being the great man that he is and the caring, loving individual, and I know that may not be something you want out there, but Tyler doing some big things in partnership with Wolf Park Wildlife Reserve, sponsoring and covering the costs of all the surgeries and rehab for Joker the Fox. And if you haven't already, head on over to Tyler's stream over there on Twitch. Every like, follow, sub, Tyler will donate some money from himself for you. So if you want to make a donation to a great cause but don't want to come out the pocket, I tell you what, head on over there and give this man a like, a subscribe, or a follow, and Tyler will donate some money of his very own off of that. Tyler also taking straight out donations. You can find the information over there on his Twitch channel as well. Or if you just want to go straight to the source, head on over to wolfparkwildlifereserve.com. And as we roll into about 75 minutes into tonight's 85-minute timed event, the gaps have dissipated. The battles have pretty much went away. Battle for that second spot still on track. I tell you what, let's go highlight these two. Stay right here with Lucas Gordman as well as Luke Smith. Both of these drivers, I apologize, that's actually Luke Smith and Ryan Johnson out there on the track battling for the third and fourth position. Gortman has stepped away. He has himself about a second advantage over these two drivers battling it out for third and fourth. There you can see Gortman just off in front of those two Truck Series drivers. And now just 9 drivers left on the lead lap. Deja vu, what do you know? I said we'd have about 10 drivers left on the lead lap, and now down to just 9 drivers left on the lead lap out of the 29 that started tonight's feature event. We've still got 28 out there driving on the track, and as we just said, only 9 remain on the lead lap. Here comes Smith. They're gonna look to the bottom on Gortman, and they're gonna take that second spot away. Now first, second, third, Southey, Smith, and Johnson. Elijah Travis bringing his 51 Toyota Super Machine down to pit road for what very well may be the final service of the evening. Just 10 minutes remaining here tonight for Michigan International Speedway in the SDR Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Down back across the stripe, these two drivers still nose to tail, still trying to run down Southey, who has almost a 4-second race lead. These drivers pushing the way that they are, man. Look at how much they have separated themselves from Lucas Gortman. They have already yarded him by over a second in just about 2 laps. These two pushing hard, trying to run down Joshua Southey at the front of this field. Last time by, that gap was 3.84 seconds. This time, gonna be 3.7 seconds. So gaining about a 10th that lap as they continue this nose to tail. Big push towards the end of tonight's race, and Chris Wheeler gonna bring his machine to pit road. That's gonna put Wheeler down off of the lead lap, and Mike Taylor now takes over that first car, 1 lap down position, the lucky dog position for Taylor. Andy Turner is your highest running Xfinity Series driver, so why don't we go ahead and take a look back here at Turner running a solid 11th on the track. Got to go a little bit of a ways back to find your highest running truck class driver, and I do believe it is this man right here. We've seen him have early trouble here tonight from Michigan International Speedway, but somehow persevering, pressing on, overcoming the obstacles through tonight's race, and here with a chance to finish strong. That 135 of Cupcake sitting just inside your top 20, up 6 spots from where he started tonight's race. And there you can see just how much quicker these trucks can be down on the bottom. Right there, able to stay with the 48 machine of Michael Gitchell, running in the 13th position. Both of those drivers scored off the lead lap. Cupcake still running strong here late in the going. We'll jump back to the front of this field as these two drivers still nose to tail, still pushing their way towards your race leader. Speaking of your race leader, there he is on screen, coming off a 4, back through the tri-oval, gonna cross the stripe to begin lap number 105 on the board. And we're closing in on that prediction that I had. I said 115 laps is what these drivers are gonna be able to turn in here tonight, and we are dangerously close to being able to cap that off. Dangerously close to the end of tonight's race as well. So these drivers all doing one heck of a job out there all night long. Just 2 incident cautions. As we take a little bit of a look at that timing and scoring, there you can see how long we are on the track for. Just about another 7 minutes for these drivers out here at Michigan International Speedway. They're all chasing the man on the screen, your race leader, Joshua Salcy, in that 81 Exalta Chevy ZL1 Camaro, looking pretty sweet. Let's jump back around. Let's see if we can highlight a few other drivers here tonight while we have a chance. Why don't we go back here, take a look at this 28 of Kevin Bernheimer running solid here in the 6th spot. He's right there with Tyler Rush. Tyler sitting in that 5th position. Ken Lafayette, Indiana native, finish inside the top 5. He does have quite a bit of a ground to make up to make his way into the 4th spot. Lucas Gortman in the 17, sitting 3.7 seconds in front of Rush and Brandon Shirley. He's joined this battle. We'll take a look at this one. Highlight Shirley in the 85 as he makes his way down the backstretch. And I tell you what, let's jump back a little bit further through the field. We haven't talked about this man pretty much all night. The Worcester, Massachusetts native, the 39-year-old Jeffrey Ramsdell. Running a little bit off pace here tonight, outside of your top 20, sitting in the 21st position, but he is up 7 spots from where he started tonight's race and is running towards the front of his class. So Ramsdell maybe not having the best overall night, but still having a good class points day. Going to jump back up here with Andy Turner. There you can see the Seaford, Delaware driver inside of that 35 machine. No, that's not Smokey and the Bandit. That's Andy Turner turning the laps out there tonight in that 35 machine. Turner sitting in the 9th position. Just under 5 minutes remaining here from the track tonight. We'll go ahead and put some more of the graphics, timing, and scoring up on the screen for you. There you can see that ticker scroll by on the top. And as we close in on the final few minutes here tonight, if you haven't already, race fans, go ahead and toss these SDR Turtle Shells Triple Thread drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by, whether you're just casually sliding through to say hey, or you are the dedicated fan, friend, or family. We do appreciate you stopping by each and every time. Without you, there would be no us. So why don't you go ahead and show some love to these drivers and toss them a thumbs up. Salcy continuing to lead this field by 2.5 or upwards of 2.5 seconds. That close running tandem of Luke Smith and Ryan Johnson. There you can see him still nose to tail, still pushing hard to try to gain some ground. And it looks like they've hit kind of a brick wall there for a minute. Right around the 2.5 seconds is where that distance has maintained for the past 3 or 4 laps at least, and now a big chunk coming out of the race lead for Joshua Salcy. That's all going to diminish 0.7 of a second. That time by this lap. Luke Smith and Ryan Johnson much quicker nose to tail than Salcy, who's trying to cut and weave his way through the lap traffic. There you can see that 135 up Cupcake. He's going to go down yet another lap here tonight, as we did have a pass back there for 25th. William Klingbeil takes the spot away from Patrick Anderson. Vinny Tabby also making a pass on William Klingbeil. That's for 26th now. And Tabby are going to take another spot. He'll grab 25th. He'll grab 25th from Anderson. It looks like Anderson with some issues. Klingbeil down to pit road and in his box. Tough break late in the race for that 83 truck class driver. Tough break for him. Had a solid run in the truck class going on here. Unfortunately, machines having some issues and breaking some equipment. And behind pit wall goes Klingbeil. Drivers making their way off of turn 1 and 2 and down the back stretch still, or that's off of 3 and 4. I apologize. Back to through the trioval and to the stripe to begin lap number 114 here tonight. Just one more lap to reach that 115 mark threshold that I set, that I thought we'd be able to get to, and it looks like we very well may just get to that because just 60 seconds remaining here tonight. Just one or two possible more laps for these drivers. Battle hot and heavy for that second spot. Contact with the 48. The 48 goes way up the track. Michael Gitchell goes way up the track and almost into one of those truck class drivers. Will maintain with this battle right here on the track. With just now 30 seconds remaining, hot and heavy battle between Luke Smith and Ryan Johnson for the overall second spot, as well as for the second spot in the Cup class. There you can see Joshua Sousey, your race leader. He's going to make his way down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Will he cross the line before the time runs out? Looks like driver's going to go one more time around. White flag going to be in the air this time by for your race leader. Sousey sees the white flag one more time around here at Michigan International Speedway. Lap 116, so one lap off. Good guess here tonight and a good display of driving as well. Joshua Sousey makes his way off of 2. Hard impact. The 51 of Elijah Travis goes hard into the wall out of turn 2. Oh no, running out of gas. Sousey is out of gas. Luke Smith gonna take the race lead. Ryan Johnson right behind him. Oh my goodness, late in the going and Sousey runs out of gas. The 10 of Luke Smith. My goodness. Fastest in happy hour was behind the 8 ball just a little bit, but Smith with the gas to get to the end. He's going to go ahead and cross the line, and let's see where Joshua Sousey ends up slotting home in all the way outside of your top 5, back in the 7th position. Oh my goodness, what a tough break there for that 81. He was well and clear by over 2 seconds and still runs out of gas and just not enough speed to keep that thing going and keep it wound up. So as your race winner right there, man on screen, Luke Smith, does he have gas for a burnout? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do any type of burnouts or celebrations inside that 10. And oh, there he goes. Fires it off. Must have hit the reserve switch. He's got a little bit more fuel in those lines, so he'll enjoy his little post-race celebrations. With that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interview. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker, the future is feeling.
up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Backtrack side at the end of another great race here in the SDR Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Round number 8 in the books now, and let's see if we can't catch up with a few of your class winning drivers. Let's see if we can. I tell you what, let's go ahead and see if we can catch in a word or two with the driver that walked away with that Xfinity class win. Andy Turner's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after a fine run here tonight?
Pretty good. That's two in a row. I didn't know what to expect coming into this one, but it turned out to be a good race for me.
Now, walk us through a little bit of the race, if you would. We had two incident cautions, as I like to call them here, as we are on a timed event, no full course cautions. What did it take to get the job done on those restarts, and how crazy were those restarts?
The trickiest part for me tonight was the trucks. The trucks are down on power on the straightaways, but man, they stick through the turns. And for a while, I was catching the trucks in the wrong spot, and I would have to lift before I wanted to at the end of the straightaway, and it was costing me a little bit of time. But eventually got around most of them and was battling with Mike Taylor there at the end.
Well, Andy, it was another fine race for you and the entire 35 crew. Again, here in the podium spots, excuse me, at the end of yet another race. How you feeling looking forward to the rest of the season now that we're closing in on about, I would say, what, a quarter of the way?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. We're at the Roval, I believe, next Friday, and road courses aren't my thing, but I just try and stay out of trouble. So we'll see how that goes.
And indeed, I'll go ahead and look over at the schedule, and yes, you are absolutely right. We head to the Roval next week. So, Andy, we won't hold you very much longer. We'll let you get back down south and try to get some laps in down there at Charlotte Motor Speedway on the Roval Road course. So, with that being said, before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on that 35?
Just thank my dad, Turner Specialty Company. He's the one that got me into racing and took me to the races as a kid and got me addicted to the whole thing. And also thank Dave Gilbert for putting on this league. It's really fun.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on your back-to-back visits here to the post-race interview podium, and we'll look to see if you can't somehow maybe surprise us at the Roval.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the winning driver in your Xfinity class. That was the 35 of Andy Turner, and I tell you what, he spoke of them, so why don't we go ahead and pull one of them, your truck class winner. That would be the 37 of Mark Ackerman. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Dave, how are you, sir? And that's Mark Ackerman. Okay?
Ackerman. Well, I can't speak.
It's like every race car's got it on there. Too bad I'm not getting any royalties.
I hear you. Man, a heck of a job out there for you tonight. You walked away with the class win in the truck series. At the start of tonight's race, did you think you had what it took in that 37 machine to bring home that victory?
I got really bad qualifying. I got a black flag coming out, and I knew I had the speed. I was second in practice, and so I just took my time, saved some fuel, short pitted on the first round, and then Cupcake and I were 1-2 for most of the race, and we were racing out of the pits after the stage break. So it was tight, but I knew I had the speed, but it was a little bit hairy getting moved up through there. So that short pit is what really helped me. I went, I think, from 8th place in class to 3rd on the short pit.
Yeah, the undercuts are very big at these bigger tracks like this, and we had your Xfinity Series winner here just moments ago, and he talked about how the trucks seem to be able to be a little bit more glued to the track through the center of the corners, especially here tonight at Michigan. Was that the case for you and your 37 crew?
Yes, we right through the middle of the turn, you could go the first 12 laps almost flat out, and we could beat the Xfinity cars down through those turns. But we needed their toe down the straightaways, because if we didn't, we were going to get hammered by somebody else. So we used the Xfinity cars and the Cup cars to pull me. I would get like 600 more RPM behind a Cup car going down the straightaway.
Absolutely, my man. Well, you got to do what you got to do. And, well, next week we head off into the Roval, so we know how tricky these road courses can be on these trucks being pretty light in the rear end. So we won't keep you here very much longer in the post-race interviews. But, again, congratulations on a great class win. Doing it big just like they do everything big down there in Texas. So, Mark, before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody else on that 37?
Yes, sir. My whole crew back in Malta, Munich, and San Antonio, all my employees, thank you for doing their job so I can come out here and have a little fun. The Ackerman Aviation Group, Bombardier Business Jets, and BBVA Bank.
All right, my man. Well, Mark, we look forward to catching up with you again a little bit later on through the season.
Dave, you have a good evening.
There you go. Final parting words from the 37 driver, Mark Ackerman, taking the class win in the trucks. And now we'll move on to the man that walked away with not just the overall win, excuse me, but winning the Cup class. First time to victory lane. Luke Smith, man, how you feeling?
Oh, it feels good. A little lucky.
I mean, luck or not, you had yourself in a position that you needed to be. So if you call it luck or not, either way, you were fastest there in happy hour. So you had speed inside that tin machine. So I mean, in that last corner, walk me through that last lap of the race. Coming down the backstretch, what went through your mind?
Well, as soon as I saw Josh pull over, my mindset was get to the bottom lane, because if Ryan's going to do anything, the only thing he's going to have the opportunity to do with the cars up there is he's going to have to do a slide job. So I got as low as I could and then did my own little slide job. And he came up and almost got me, but he lifted, because I think he lifted a little bit, but it was a good race.
Well, Luke, I mean, next week we head to a very different style of racing. We head to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Roval. How's your thoughts moving forward? Now that you got a race win, does that affect the way that you approach next week at the Roval, or does everything kind of still remain the same?
I'm going to keep the same mindset going in each week. I come in there and I want to win. I want to be the fastest one. And I'm not great at the Roval, but with how I performed at the Daytona road course, I think I have a chance.
Well, as long as you're still running, you've got a chance. I can promise you that. You proved that here tonight, being at the right place at the right time. So, Luke, congratulations on the first win here this season. And before we let you go, would you like to thank anybody, give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe shout out somebody out there in from Waynesboro, PA?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank Dave for putting on these races every Friday. I'm sorry for running into him on the first lap. That was a complete accident. Also, I'd like to thank anybody watching. I try to put on the best show I possibly can. And I want to thank you for putting on a good broadcast. It's always fun to go back and watch it, because I think you do a really good job.
Well, man, we do appreciate those generous comments, but you guys make my job easy week in and week out. So, you know, you guys continue to do your job. I'll continue to make you guys look good, because you guys make me look good with ease. And you made it look good here tonight as well, man, pulling off the race win right there in the final lap. So heck of a job with that. And we hope the momentum and the luck continues next week for you at the Roval.
Thank you.
There you have it. Final words from not just your Cup class winner, but your overall winner of tonight's race, the 19-year-old out of Waynesboro, PA. Primetime Racing's very own Luke Smith captures the flag for the first time here this season. My goodness, what a great race we had here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And if you haven't already, toss these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. And, well, there's not very much left for us to be doing here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. And you hear that music in the background, you know what time it is. It's time to run down your overall race results. Walking away with the race win. There you can see it, driver at the top of the standings. Luke Smith takes that race win. Ryan Johnson gonna slot home in second, with Brandon Shirley finishing in third. Lucas Gortman right there in fourth. Tyler Rush gonna walk away in fifth, with Kevin Bernheimer back in sixth. Joshua Sousey runs out of gas and finishes in the seventh position. Nate Johnson back in eighth, and David Gilbert finishing in the ninth spot. Your highest running Xfinity driver, finishing in the 10th spot. Andy Turner walking away from the track with his 35 machine with a good points day. The 56 of Mike Taylor gonna finish in 11th, while Michael Gitchell gonna finish in 12th. Brad Youngman right there in 13th. Thomas Myers pilots his 77 home in the 14th spot. Chris Wheeler, your pole sitter, with some trouble, gonna finish 2 laps down in the 15th position. The one of Jonathan Cross gonna walk away in 16th. 17th place here tonight goes to Cullen Johnson. Elijah Travis still struggling to get his hands wrapped around that new Toyota Supra here in the Xfinity class. The 51 gonna walk away from the track back in 18th. Mark Ackerman in the 37 machine gonna take the truck class win. Back in the 19th spot, Jeffrey Ramsdale right there finishing 20th. 21st goes to Michael Ayward. Cupcake walking away in 22nd. Benefield gonna bring his 9 machine home in 23rd. 24th to Vinny Tabby. Patrick Anderson, the Paps machine, out there. The 2 walks away in 25th. Joel Harleman gonna walk away in 26th, while 27th goes to William Klingbeil. Richard Crane finishes tonight's race in 28th, and rounding out tonight's field, 58 laps down, Thomas Gold has some trouble in the 87, finishes in 29th. Well, that's it. That's all she wrote. Nothing left to do except roll up the cords and get ready to go down south to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Roval. Get ready, race fans. Round number 9 coming back at you next Friday night. We'll see you then. We'll see you there. And until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay loved, and we'll meet you in turn 3.